Next periodic property that we are going to learn is ionization enthalpy, ionization potential or ionization energy. Ionization energy or ionization potential or ionization enthalpy. To ionize means from neutral atom you are going to make either a cation. From neutral atom you are going to make either a cation or an anion, means you are going to make an ion. But ionization energy means you are going to make a cation from neutral atom. For example, sodium Na11 281 according to our Bohr model, right? Now first, this is the nucleus. First shell 2 electrons, second shell 8 electrons, third shell 1 electron. So there are 11 protons inside here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 protons inside and 11 electrons outside. You are giving some amount of energy to remove this electron. This is the most loosely bound electron. This is the more far away, farthest electron is this one. The force of attraction exerted by the nucleus on this electron is the least. So for us it is easy to remove this electron. How much amount of energy you are giving to remove that electron, that much amount of energy is called ionization potential or ionization energy or ionization enthalpy. Generally we write IE or IP. The amount of energy required to remove the most loosely bound electron from an isolated gaseous atom in ground state. Ground state means its lowest possible energy state. That is called ionization energy. Write down the amount of energy, the amount of energy required to the amount of energy required to remove the most loosely bound electron, the most loosely bound electron from an isolated gaseous atom, the amount of energy required to remove the most loosely bound electron from an isolated gaseous atom in ground state. From an isolated gaseous atom in its ground state. So what is the amount of energy required to remove this electron? That is called ionization enthalpy. And we'll be talking not only one atom, one mole, that means 6.022 into 10 to the power 23. These many atoms के लिए how much amount of energy is required to remove that most loosely bound electrons. So here sodium we give 496 kilojoules per mole. So sodium will become Na plus. 1 mole sodium atoms will become 1 mole Na plus. So this amount of energy is called ionization enthalpy. This is the first ionization enthalpy, IE1 or IP1, because that much amount of energy is required to remove the first electron, that is the most loosely bound electron. Now this is moot, that electron is gone. Now this electron is not there. Now what happened? 11 protons are effectively attracting 10 electrons. 11 protons are effectively attracting. So these 10 electrons are again closer towards the nucleus. If you want to remove the next loosely bound electron means one from these 8. Now we have to pull out one electron because they are very much closer compared to the previous stage. Means you have to supply more amount of energy to pull out one electron. This is known as second ionization enthalpy. Second ionization enthalpy means you have to supply more amount of energy, means IE2. Second ionization enthalpy is greater than the first ionization enthalpy. Why? Because this electron was very much attracted by the nucleus and we have to pull out from that force of attraction. That means you have to supply more amount of energy to remove that second loosely bound electron. So second ionization enthalpy is always greater than the first ionization enthalpy because size already reduced, force of attraction increased. Force of attraction on this electron by the nucleus is high due to the higher effective nuclear charge. So effective nuclear charge, we write it as Z effective, like this. Z effective increases after the removal of one electron. To remove the second electron, that means very high amount of energy is required. Why? Because Z effective increases. Suppose after the removal of one electron, if it is attaining the noble gas configuration, it is going to a more stable state, means, and that time you have to supply less amount of energy as the ionization potential or the ionization energy. In the case of sodium, it was like that. See, previously it was like this. After this process, after the removal of this electron, the remaining species is going to move to a more stable state. Then this process will be easy. Suppose a system is going to more stable state by doing some process, then that process will be very easy. So here, very less amount of energy is required to remove this electron. Means after the removal of this electron, the system becomes more stable. It is going to more stable state. Stable state means with 8 electrons in the outermost shell. Sodium does not want this one electron. After the removal of that electron, sodium becomes more stable by attaining the octet stability. So this process is very easy. Means you have to give very less amount of energy to remove this electron. So after the removal of this electron, now sodium ion Na plus is formed. This is highly stable. Now to disturb this, not easy. You have to supply very high amount of energy. So you are supplying some amount of energy to remove the next electron. That amount of energy, second electron, to remove this second electron, that means IE2, that is having a very high value. So first ionization enthalpy in the case of sodium is less, but second ionization enthalpy of sodium is very high because we are going to disturb a stable state. Stable state means 8 electrons in the outermost shell. To disturb this atom will not let you to disturb that. So to disturb that stable atom, you have to, stable ion, now it is ion, stable species, you have to supply very high amount of energy. What about the case of magnesium then? Magnesium. magnesium, 2 electrons. First ionization enthalpy, after removal of this first ionization enthalpy, magnesium is not going to attain anything. Magnesium will not attain any stability because one more electron is here. So that process is not an easy process, normal process. So I-E1, after giving I-E1, we remove this electron. Magnesium को कोई problem नहीं है. Now you removed this second ionization enthalpy. Okay, when it comes to second ionization enthalpy, magnesium will become quite happy. That means second ionization enthalpy will be very less because after the removal of this one electron, magnesium will attain octet stability. So here I-E2 is very less compared to I-E1. Compared to I-E1, by giving I-E1, we removed this electron. Magnesium is not happy with that. But when it comes to the second electron, magnesium will become more happier because after the removal of second electron, magnesium will attain octet stability. So I-E2 is very less as compared to I-E1 in the case of magnesium. When you compare sodium and magnesium, what is their I-E1? Sodium. This is sodium, this is magnesium. I-E1 of sodium is less as compared to I-E1 of magnesium. Because magnesium size is small, electrons are more closer towards the nucleus. Means Z effective is more. In a period, the size decreases. In a period, the size decreases. So first ionization enthalpy of sodium is less, magnesium is more. Second ionization enthalpy of magnesium is less, sodium is very high. Now, if I plot, you know that in a period, the size decreases. That means ionization enthalpy will be increasing in a period. In a group, the number of shells are increasing, atomic size is increasing, atomic radius is increasing, size is increasing. So you are removing the last electron means as the size is increasing, the last electron is not attracted by the nucleus as you go down the group. So for you, it is very easy to remove that last electron. So in a group, ionization enthalpy decreases. In a period, the ionization enthalpy increases. In a period, the effective nuclear charge is increasing, the force of attraction, etc. And the last electron is increasing and increasing and increasing and increasing. But in a group, the force of attraction exerted by the nucleus on the last electron, that is decreasing and decreasing because number of shells are increasing. The filled inner shells show the screening effect or shielding effect. The last electron is completely shielded from the nuclear force of attraction. So for you, it is very easy to remove one electron from, means as you go down the group, very less amount of energy is required. So in a period, the ionization enthalpy increases. In a group, the ionization enthalpy decreases because the effective here, Z effective becomes less due to the shielding effect. So or screening effect or shielding effect is the reason in a group, and Z effective increased nuclear charge is the reason for the increase in ionization enthalpy in a period. So if you plot a graph between atomic radius and ionization enthalpy, atomic radius as a size increases, this is ionization enthalpy, atomic number. Okay, we will make it with atomic number so that atomic number is increasing in that way, atomic number, not atomic radius. So hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, like that, so many elements are there. Hydrogen's ionization enthalpy, suppose it is here, this hydrogen. Then helium ionization enthalpy is very high. So the next one, that is helium. Helium. This way. Helium. Then lithium ionization enthalpy. Here. Lithium. Then after helium, neon. Helium, neon's ionization enthalpy. Neon shell is increasing. It is coming in group. So it is little decreased. So here it is. Now this is hydrogen, helium, lithium. After helium here neon, lithium, then sodium, little down in a group. So little down sodium, and here argon. Little down. So I'll draw like this. Sodium, argon. Then potassium, little down. Potassium, little down. Krypton, little down. Krypton. Rubidium, little down. Rubidium. Xenon, little down. Here rubidium. Now cesium, little down. Here radon, little down. So in this way, you can draw this trends in the ionization enthalpy. Here cesium, rubidium, cesium, francium, like that. Then the next. So all are shown over here, atomic number all. So you see these lines like this. You see the lines like this. So all elements, hydrogen, helium, lithium, then beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, neon, then sodium, magnesium, aluminum, like that. All elements are presented in this. Now I am going to take this line, that is lithium to neon. Lithium to neon. You find it as a line. Lithium to neon. You find it as a line. I am drawing in this lithium to neon. So lithium to neon. If I look generally, I'll be seeing a straight line. But if I'm going to the minute points, I will see two exceptions in this case. In a period, the ionization enthalpy is increasing. In a period, the ionization enthalpy is increasing. It is increasing lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, neon, like that. Okay, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, neon. Now, when I observe this closely, I'll see two exceptions over here. That is, after lithium, then beryllium. Then when it comes to boron, it is actually breaking. So here lithium, here beryllium. Then for boron, boron is here boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, neon. Lithium, beryllium, boron. For this boron, it is not like this. It is boron, it is little down. It is little down. It is going little down. So lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, then nitrogen. After nitrogen, it is again going little down and it goes. So it is in this format. So actually, though you are simply, if you are looking, it is like just like a line, but there are two breakages. That is, it is going little down. So this is for boron and this is for oxygen. Oxygen. What is the case of boron? Boron, that is atomic number 5, 1s2, 2s2, 2px1. You see, this 2px1, this one electron is very well shielded by the spherically symmetrical orbital, inner orbital. So this is not attracted by the nuclear force of attraction. This is not very well attracted by the nuclear force of attraction. So here you have to give less amount of energy. So less amount of energy than the expected. So there is a downward dip in that because 2p electron is very well shielded by the 2s orbital, inner 2s orbital. So that electron is not attracted very that electron is not very well attracted by the nucleus, means you have to supply very less amount of energy. When it comes to oxygen, again there is a dip. So after nitrogen, there is a dip in the case of oxygen. What is the state of oxygen? Oxygen 8, atomic number 8, 1s2, 2s2, 2px2, 2py1, 2pz1, 2pz1. So 2, 4, 6, 8. Now, which is the most loosely bound electron? If I show these things, that is 1s2, then 2s2, then 2p. In 2p, there are 3 orbitals, 1, 1, 1. Then the next electron is coming to pairing. When the degenerate orbitals are filled, pairing takes place. So this here, this last electron ended means this one. This is the most loosely bound electron. Why? Because that electron, there is electron-electron repulsion. Electron-electron repulsion. So they are already in the repelled state. So for us, it is very easy to remove that electron. Before that, it was nitrogen, see like that, half-filled stability. Nitrogen has got half-filled stability. But after nitrogen, there is electron-electron repulsion. So due to this electron-electron repulsion, for us, it is very easy to remove, means you have to supply only very less amount of energy in the case of oxygen. So there is a dip at boron and there is a dip at oxygen. These are the exceptions of this. Similar is the case in the next period also. There will be aluminium here. Then it goes like this. Then there will be a dip for sulfur. Then it goes like this. So here the reason is what? Electron repulsion. electron repulsion. And here the reason is what? That P, 3P, there it is 3P, here it is 2P. Okay, there it is 3P X1 is very well shielded by the nuclear force of attraction by the inner spherically symmetrical 3s orbital there. Let's write one question. The first ionization enthalpy values, the first ionization enthalpy values of third period elements, that is Na, magnesium, sodium, magnesium, aluminium, and silicon. Sodium, this. Now the question is, predict whether delta Hi, that is the ionization enthalpy is also, enthalpy is measured by the, is written by the term H also in thermodynamics, I for the ionization enthalpy. Sometimes they write like this, delta I dot EH, like this. This is also written. Delta IH means here, this portion, value for aluminium will be more closer to 575 or 760. What will be the number coming? Is it 575 or 750? Is it 575 or 750? You have to predict which number will be coming there. 496, 737, and there is a gap, and 786. You know that it is aluminium. Aluminium's 3p electron is very well shielded by the 3s, inner 3s spherically symmetrical orbital. So the last electron is not well attracted by the nucleus. You have to give very less amount of energy. So the answer is 575. So the answer will be 575. In the case of aluminium, similar to that boron, in the case of aluminium, ionization energy, there is a dip. There is a dip in the ionization enthalpy. So write the answer. It will be more closer to 575. It will be more closer to it will be more closer to 575 because 3p electron is effectively shielded by spherically symmetrical 3s electron. Okay, thank you.